Good morning. If you'd like to stand, we'll sing our call to worship. And if anybody would like to write some new words for this song, I would be grateful, because we only have one verse. So listen well and come up with new words for me. Spontaneous poetry. Yeah. For anybody who saw Waitress. We come here to laugh, and we come here to sing, and we come here to remember we're in everything. Yes, we come here to love, and we come here to live, and we come here to remember that we came here to give our love away. Yes, we came to give our love away. We come here to laugh, and we come here to sing, and we come here to remember we're in everything. Yes, we come here to love, and we come here to live, and we come here to remember that we came here to give our love away. We came to give our love away. We come here to laugh, and we come here to sing, and we come here to remember we're in everything. Yes, we come here to love, and we come here to live, and we come here to remember that we came here to give our love away. We came to give our love away. We came to give our love away. We came to give our love away.
Good morning. By now, if you've been here for the last few weeks, you know my name is Bob White. I don't think I'll be up here three weeks in a row in the future. It just kind of worked out that way, but that's okay. I enjoy this. I'd like to welcome all of you to our service today, particularly anyone who might be here for the first time, anyone who has not been here for a while that is, and particularly Reverend Kit Holmes, who is our guest speaker, our guest musician, along with our almost entire music group. I think we're missing just one person today, so we're in pretty good shape with that. I have a lot of announcements today, so I'm going to kind of breeze through these. Not at rabbit speed, but quick enough to get us through them as quickly as we can. The End of Life series ends today. They are doing actually two sections. Elizabeth Bradfield is the person who has been facilitating these courses, and today's emphasis will be on dealing with dementia and intro to hospice. And for those of you who have been here for the classes, you know how valuable they have been. They are an extremely, extremely good series. And Elizabeth has done this all on her own. So we have a card we're going to be passing around to have people to sign as a thank you. If you feel up to donating a little bit of money, we can put that in there as well. She hasn't requested any, says she doesn't take it, but we're going to give her the opportunity to say no. So for those of us who will be in that class today, we just want to give you that heads up. And we'll try to, pass the envelope around as carefully as we can, so maybe you won't get seen. Membership pathway classes were supposed to begin today, but no one has signed up. So we will offer that one more time before the end of the year and see if we have people who want to take it. I'm going to leave the pathway sign-up sheet out there. If there is anybody who decides they do want to take those classes for sure, we can still do it. We can probably start next week and go for 3 weeks. If you have a date that you can't come, that can be made up. So don't let your scheduling conflicts stop you from doing that. The course is designed for anybody who wants to become a member or anyone who just wants to know about Unity and Unity Traverse City, to give you some idea of who we are, and what we're all about. Quick reminder, the Jim Coates Memorial will be held on Saturday, October 26th at 11 a.m. here in the sanctuary. And we have a very interesting and fun event planned. It's the Day of the Dead. When I first heard that, I said, oh my God, what is that? The Day of the Dead celebration is going to be held here on November 2nd, which is a Saturday from 4 to 7. And it's actually a very joyous holiday, which I believe has its genesis in Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. It's a service to remember deceased friends, family, relatives, pets, anyone who has been important to you in your life. And altars are a traditional part of the celebration. And this is a participatory intro today. I want everybody to stand up, please. Everybody stand up. Then maybe spread out and turn and look in the back corner on that side of the sanctuary and or the back corner of the other side of the sanctuary. And in the corner are a couple of the altars that have been put together by Vicki Green and by Molly DeBell. Those are the types of things we're looking for, and we would be thrilled to death if everybody who attends brings one of their own. As you can see, it can contain almost anything you want to bring that's of significance to you. And that will be on the 2nd. Okay. Okay. You can start setting them up at any time. You haven't got to wait till that day. So over the next couple of weeks, if you get it done, and Babin Ringsmith will be here next week to give some examples. And there are examples online as well. So there's an awful lot of opportunities for you to take part in this. There is a sign-up sheet. On that sign-up sheet is a link to Eventbrite. If you sign up on the sheet, I don't think you'd need to go to Eventbrite, do you? Okay. So either sign up on the sheet, go to Eventbrite to reserve a spot, and we'll look forward to seeing everybody, or as many people as possible, on the 2nd. I think it's going to be a hoot and a whole lot of fun. The Boomerang Gang is back, thanks to Chuck and Susie, right over here. It will be at their home on Saturday, November 9th, beginning at 6 p.m. I do not have a sign-up sheet yet, but I will have one in place next week. On that, we'll have their address, their phone number. So if you happen to get misplaced, we're never lost, we're just misplaced. You'll be able to get in touch with somebody and get directions there. And I'm sure we'll have directions on the sheet too. We have a couple of people who went to a Joe Dispenza workshop for a full week, Molly DeBell and Lori Colburn, and they want to speak to us for just a few minutes.
Hello, everybody. So we want to bring back to you and share with you some of the great information and great experiences that we had at this conference in Nashville, Tennessee. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Joe Dispenza, he teaches the same things that Unity and other New Thought movements teach, that our thoughts are things, and that the way that we think manifests in our lives. The thing that's a little bit unique about Joe Dispenza is that he uses science to explain these teachings. He uses quantum physics, he uses epigenetics, he uses biology, chemistry, neuroscience, he uses all these things. And he uses scientific research and the evidence from that research to support his teachings. And so we want to share all of that with you. And as a matter of fact, the videos that we're going to be showing is a workshop that he did at the Unity of Austin. And he's also taught at Unity of Houston as well as all over the world. So we're going to be doing a 6-week series. It's going to start on Saturday, November 9th at 10:30 in the morning. We're going to watch the videos, and then we're going to have coffee and conversation afterwards. So, and now I'll turn it to Lori.
And Joe's real big on, if you know what's happening in your energy centers, in your brain, in your aura, in the quantum field, then you can intentionally direct it to heal yourself. And he gave us all 23 hours of lectures that we did before the workshop, and then when we were at the workshop, we just mostly meditated. Well, I had had a shoulder problem for months, about 6 months, and for the past 3 months, I'd been icing it twice a day. Nothing happened, it was getting worse. PT made it worse. And by the end of the conference, I thought, this didn't work, I'm gonna have to go back to PT again. Well, I got home, the day we got home, all of a sudden the shoulder pain disappeared, and it has not come back. So something happened, okay. So we hope you join us.
Thank you. I will definitely be attending that. I've not, I could use some of those things they were talking about. The grief group is meeting today after the service. Everyone is welcome to attend. If you have any questions, Christine Kelly is right over here. Put your hand up in the air and wave it. You can get some information from her. And if we can have a drum, well, he's gone. I'm going to say drum roll, please. We'll have the last announcement. Thank you. The last announcement is that last week I completely spaced and didn't mention that it was supposed to be Script Sunday, so we're going to do that today. Anybody who's used the script process before, you know what it's about. If you haven't, it's just a way to get some gift cards that you can use at the stores you already shop at for the most part. And the church gets a little bit of a rebate, so it's another way to support the church financially if you're interested. So that's it for the announcements. And now it's time for another song.
If you'd like to stand, this is a kind of a call and response thing. So I'll do a line and then you sing the rest of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. How can I serve today, sweet Spirit? How can I serve today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Who needs my love today, sweet Spirit? Who needs my love today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. How must I share today, sweet Spirit? How must I share today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Who needs my gifts today, sweet Spirit? Who needs my gifts today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. How should I pray today, sweet Spirit? How should I pray today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. How can I serve today, sweet Spirit? How can I serve today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go.
Okay. Now it's time for our opening prayer. So if you just get comfortable in your seats and close your eyes if you like. And take just a moment to connect with one another and to connect with Spirit. And we are grateful today that Spirit is with us. And the beauty is Spirit is with us each and every day of our life, each and every breath we take, each and every step we take as well. Regardless of outside circumstances, we are protected by the love of God, and we are whole. And everything we need is inside us, at our disposal, whenever we need it. And so it is, amen. Our meditation, or not our meditation, our affirmation should be up on the screens. Let's say that together. I celebrate ever flowing in my body and my life. And now we have Marianne Cochalia to do our monthly Earth Care Covenant. Hold this up.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. So this is our Earth Care Sunday where we read the covenant and also focus on one of the 12 powers for our planet. And today's 12th power is understanding. But before we begin, I just wanted to take a moment and if you would just join me in sending healing love and energy to all those who have been affected by the devastating hurricanes, all the animals, all the people, and for those who are also helping, the helpers who are there for them. If we would just hold them in loving thought. And then we can read. Our covenant is already up there. So let's read that together. Our consciousness reveals that all of creation is connected as one. As a people of faith, we commit to a renewed reverence for life and respect for the interdependent web of all existence. We envision a world where all beings are assured a secure and meaningful life that is ecologically responsible and sustainable. We agree to transform our congregational lives into acts of moral witness, starting harmful habits for new behaviors that demonstrate our respect for this harmony and interconnectedness. We declare our covenant with God to walk lightly upon the earth for the greatest good of all creation. And before we read our affirmation for understanding, I wanted to share with you what Unity Earth Care curriculum says about that. Spiritual understanding is more than knowledge. We gain knowledge when we acquire facts, while understanding involves interpreting and connecting those facts. Knowledge is at the level of intellect, while understanding also involves insight, intuition, and deeper principles. Humanity is at a point in our development where we have acquired staggering amounts of knowledge and now need to deepen our understanding of how best to interact with the rest of nature, fellow species, and the earth. So let's read our affirmation together. Together, through understanding, I remember my oneness with Spirit, and I allow myself to be a force for good in my world. And then the Compassionate Choices group, we always have our little affirmation card to give to you. And today there's a little keychain attached that has a bridge charm. And bridges are symbols of connection and understanding. And one of my favorite quotes from Jane Goodall is, "Only if we understand will we care, only if we care will we help, and only if we help will all be saved." So let's pray and deepen our understanding. And these will be in the back for you at the end of the service. Thank you.
Good job. Good night. Thank you, Marianne. And now it is time for another song.
Yep. This is a new one, at least to me. I'm getting bored with our songs. So I pulled this out of the old hymnal, so maybe some of you know it. I didn't. I'll play it through once so you can kind of get the feel for it. Quietly, inwardly, I pause and pray. God's loving wisdom now opens the way. Quietly, inwardly, waiting in light, I am receiving God's power and might. Quietly, inwardly,
This is now our time for prayer and meditation, so I invite everyone to get as comfortable as you can in your seats this morning. Close your eyes if you like. Focus on this single moment and on your breath. Take a deep, relaxing breath. Let it out. Another. And exhale again. As you begin to relax, you feel a warmness flowing from the top of your head down through your shoulders, through your torso, to your hips, down your legs and to your feet. Feel your feet as they are firmly grounded on the floor. And envision a connection that goes beyond that to the earth, and know that you are connected to that as well. The warmth that you felt is the connection between all of us. The warmth that you felt is the connection to Spirit. And the warmth as you felt as you were scanning your body down to the floor is the presence of Spirit in our lives. It is sometimes easy to forget and not to feel the presence of that Spirit or our connectedness to others. We live in a tumultuous time. We live with people, countries, and many parts of the world that don't have peace. At those times, we realize that that occurs in the form that we are here and now. We can go inside at any time and connect to what we really are. And that, of course, are children of God. In us is everything we need for peace. In us is everything we need for health. In us is our light that is waiting to be expressed. In us is Spirit who expresses through us and as us every day of our life. And while we cannot change many of the attributes of form in this world, we can share our attributes of Spirit. As we enter the silence, feel that warmth I spoke about. Feel the presence of Spirit within you. Feel that connection we have with one another in this room, one another in this community, one another on this planet. And feel the love that we are that is waiting to be expressed in the silence. as we begin to return to this place and space and time. We are grateful for the presence of God in our lives, that we have the ability to share each and every day of our lives with everyone we come in contact with. And that presence is eternally present. And for that we are grateful. Amen.
Why, oh why, oh wide open wide. Why, oh why do I open wide to a wide open sky? Solitary and so exposed, ask the wind if it knows why. Oh, why do I open wide to a wide open sky? Only darkness and only stars, only seeing with my heart, only sun and only blue, seeing clearly what I must do. Open wide, open wide, open wide. I could burn up in the sun, but there's no fear inside of me. No zenith, no nadir, no hands, no feet, just drifting, 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 drifting in peace. Wide, open wide, open wide, oh wide do I open wide to a wide open sky. Nice, sit down. Thank you. Thank you.
Will you join me, please, in welcoming Reverend Kit Holmes?
Thank you to Carol and the band. Yes, yeah. I love it when there's lots of voices, don't you? Yeah. So the interesting story about this song, Wide Open, when I wrote it, it began on a Sunday morning. I was the guest speaker and musician at Unity of San Antonio, Texas. And after the service that morning, I was driving back to Austin, where I lived, and it's about an hour drive. And if you've ever been to Texas, you know how wide open the sky is in so many incredible places. And it was one of those, it was probably this time of year. It was a beautiful day. It wasn't too hot. There was not a cloud in the sky, except to the very, very far off west, like just at the horizon, like this little bit of white cloud caught my eye. And the lines dropped in and said, why, just that Y-O, 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 Y-O was that sense of just the vowel sounds. And then it was wide open, wide open, wide open, wide open. I thought, wow, that's interesting. And I worked on the song a little bit, and I really didn't know where, well, I knew where it was coming from, but I wasn't sure what it was about. And I kept working at it, and I kept, you know, just letting it just do its thing. Tell me what it wanted to do. And it's you're wide open. It opens you up. It opens me up when I sing it. And it wasn't until several years later when I met a very, very dear, dear friend of mine who is a massage therapist, a shaman, does energy work and all kinds of things. And she does Native American Sundance. She does vision quests. In fact, yesterday she was dancing in a directions circle, holding one of the directions. And when I asked her one time, like the first time I asked her about the process of Sundance, and like we had this great conversation and all spiritual and metaphysical and everything else, and like I went home that evening and it dropped in that Wide Open was a song about Sundance. I could burn up in the sun, but there's no fear inside of me. No zenith, no nadir, no hands, no feet, just drifting in peace. Solitary and so exposed. We're exposed when we're solitary, when we go on Sundance, when we go on our journey, whether it's a vision quest or an internal vision that we do for ourselves and our lives. In our meditation, we are solitary in that practice. It's just us with Source and Spirit. So what I wanted to bring into this service today about Native American process and spirituality and a lot of the traditions that we bring forward into New Thought as well. And Day of the Dead is one of those things that I didn't know that this was happening, and it just delighted me how everything was so connected with San Antonio and Austin. And San Antonio, if you've ever been, if you go down to the Riverwalk and there's the Mercado, and you find all the masks, all the candles, all of the regalia for Day of the Dead. I mean, it is a revered celebration, and it is a celebration. I just love how Spirit works in tying us together. But the Native American traditions, tomorrow is Indigenous Peoples Day. You may know it formerly and still as Columbus Day. But as the real history of the Indigenous people of this nation and Canada, of this continent, of the world, as we begin to bring the history forward again, the real history, I wanted to celebrate that and address that today in this talk about being clean and clear, keeping it clean in our power. There are, if you're interested, there are events at the Dennis Museum tomorrow and in Leland. Those are the closest ones, but there's celebrations all over the state. In the United States, there are 12 federally recognized nations still, and many more offshoots. But I want to read you this quote. It's from a book called, let me find it. My fingers aren't working. The Call to Unite. It's a book by Tom Schreiber and Tom Roschert. And it says, in this world that we're creating together, nobody has to fit in because everybody already belongs. Unity is not the opposite of diversity. Unity requires diversity. Unity is the truth of sacred scripture. It is the truth of the oral histories of indigenous peoples. It's the truth written in our hearts that we can test in our lives. When we feel separate, we suffer. That's why we find happiness and belonging. That's where it says we are one. No one can be left out. We were made to be together. Indigenous Peoples Day honors the truth about the American soil we live on. Held on the second Monday of October, it serves as a counter-celebration to Columbus Day. It recognizes the perseverance and contributions of Indigenous people across the United States. According to the Smithsonian's National Museum of the American Indian, approximately 95% of the Native American population was wiped out within 130 years after the Europeans landed in the Americas. 95%. Despite the killing, enslavement, and forced relocation of the indigenous peoples of the Western Hemisphere, Native people are still standing and working to ensure that their culture isn't forgotten. In 2022, President Joe Biden issued a proclamation on Indigenous Peoples Day and said his administration will continue to uphold its solemn trust and treaty responsibilities to the tribal nations, strengthening our nation-to-nation ties. He wrote that Indigenous peoples feed the soul of our nation. I want to thank you, Bob, for the prayer as well. We don't ever, other than the topic, we don't ever plan this. We don't script it out. It just happens. But when we're talking about our clear power, our spiritual power, our inherent and divine power, that keeping it clean in body, mind, spirit is making sure that we are very, very clear on what our values are. The End of Life series that you've all been doing, when I was here a couple weeks ago, I know that you were working on your eulogies. And one of the things that ties into about this is that we can think of, oh, I can't write my own eulogy, that's very self-centered. Well, nobody knows you better than you, right? But who are you? Who are you as a child of God? Who are you in your clear and clean power of Spirit operating in and through and as you? When I start working with coaching clients, one of the first things that I do is we talk about values. We do an exercise. They do an exercise about what their values are. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, I value honesty and kindness and being helpful and so forth and so on. But it's not that surface level. It is really like, what do you operate? It's your operating system. Day in and day out, what you value is how you move through your life. So it's very important that you get clear on that, so that you can speak to the life, you can bring the life in, as Bob said, the life that we want to live, a life of joy, a life of compassion and generosity, collaboration, creativity, peace, being a blessing in the world, seeing how other people are blessings in our lives. It's getting clear on those values. It's a statement that I all the time, how you do anything is how you do everything. And if you are not conscious of how you are doing everything, your life will reflect. We know that. And talking about Joe Dispenza, the whole premise of New Thought is we get control of this thing and make sure that it is aligned with this thing, so that we are not just floating through life allowing other people, consciously or unconsciously, to define who we are. So we've got to get clear on our values. We have to get clear on our passions. That's the next thing when I coach with people. What are you passionate about? What lights you up? When you get up in the morning and you think about your pet, you think about your spouse, your grandchildren, whatever it might be, do they, if you feel your heart lift, pay attention to that. If you are passionate about beauty or music, or you're passionate about being out in the physical world or being in nature, whatever those are, it's getting clear, clean and clear. And then when you are clear on your values and your passions, then you say, how do I want to be remembered in this world? Many of us, I know that I do, I have big dreams about levels of philanthropy that I would like to be able to do in my life. But to sit down, as some of you already did this exercise, to sit down and say, I want to be remembered as someone who. I want to be remembered as someone who did or was this or that. And then live from that place. Live from that place. I went to a birthday party last night in Manistee. A very prominent woman, a real estate agent, and it was at the Ramsdale in the ballroom, and it was packed. She had a live band and a big food spread, and it wasn't just a party for her. In fact, it wasn't a party for her at all. What she did for her birthday celebration is that she had 5 different charities or social groups that she contributes to, that she volunteers with, that she supports. United Way and a pet thing and a backpack program for students. And the Ramsdale was one of she's on the board at the Ramsdale. And it was this amazing celebration of demonstrating who she was. And she was turning 70, so it was a big deal. So, it's like half the town was at the Ramsdale last night. Because that's who she is. Not because she wants the ego part that says, I must be this. It's service. It is supporting and contributing to and volunteering with and being the demonstration of who she came here to be. Who she is as a child of God, who she is as a person of increase. And so it is getting clean and clear. And one of the things she said is that, live your life from the day you were born to the day, whatever day that might be. Live it fully, being that person that the way your dog looks at you. Live up to being that person your dog thinks you are, or your cat. Well, cats. But that kind of person who walks through life grateful for everything, no matter what. Okay, so my ball's in the dirt. So what? I'm going to go get my ball. So what if it's clean? My ball's clean. Okay, great. Just throw it. I want to play. Being that thing where we don't give our attention to other people's opinions of us. That probably very famous saying that Eleanor Roosevelt said, anybody's opinion of me is none of my business. And we can go through life, and I've done this, where, we're getting on our own 2 feet and so forth, and we'll say, well, I don't care what anybody thinks about me. But that's a really defensive standpoint. It's like, I got to put this wall around me, and, you can't say anything to me, and I'm. But if we can come from the place, what true, clean, clear power is, personal power, is being able to stand in the midst of chaos and be unmoved by someone else's opinion. It's not I don't want to hear it, it's I will not be swayed because I know who I am. I know who I am in this moment. And that's what we're talking about with our clear power. We've got to know our values. We have to know our passions. We have to know how we want. We've got to know where we're going, where we want to go, so that we don't get buffeted by opinions and God knows polls. I just don't even anymore. The flooding in North Carolina and Georgia and Tennessee and Florida and 2 hurricanes going through the same place in 2 weeks' time. I don't know how many of you know people in any of those places that were affected. Yeah. And Asheville has always been a very sweet spot for me. And I have a lot of friends there, and I have a lot of ministers, the CSL in Asheville, the Unity, everybody's safe, but if you look in this room, just the number of people in this room right now, there's countless that have lost everything. Houses, loved ones, pets, businesses. And the pictures, you've all seen them, I don't need to tell you, the devastation is otherworldly. If you've ever been in mountain passes when a road washes out and you recognize the power of water. We went through the floods in 2015 in Wimberley, Texas, outside of Austin. I don't know if any of you remember those, the historic 100-year flood that we got in 2015 that picked up houses and people on Memorial Day weekend in 2015, and businesses, houses, lives. And this many years later, still recovering. Still recovering. So who we are in those moments, to lift up, support everything that we can do. How do we want to show up around that? It took maybe an hour before it got politicized. That's when I stopped. I was like, I want to see if my friends are okay. I want to check in. I want to see what's going on. And it was that divisiveness that we cannot do anymore. I'm preaching to the choir here. I don't need to tell you that. But we do have the power in consciousness, as Vicki and Lori talked about Molly and Lori talked about the Joe Dispenza. That's what we are in New Thought. We are in consciousness studies. We can change the course of things through our consciousness, but it has to start within. Joe Dispenza was never supposed to walk again. He's doing just fine. He had like almost every bone in his body broken and his spine affected. And he is doing his thing. If you remember Myrtle Fillmore, Unity's founder, real founder, before Charles got in on the game, Myrtle had a death sentence of tuberculosis and used her consciousness and love and awareness and the teachings of Jesus the Christ to heal herself, and lived a whole lot longer. And Charles, if you don't know that story, was able to, he had a limp, a severe limp, and he was able to extend it, the story goes, through constant conscious prayer and affirmative mindfulness around his leg. He was able to lengthen his leg by 2 to 3 inches. Ernest Holmes, there's a famous story of Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind. He was being driven to an event somewhere in Los Angeles one day. He got out of the car and accidentally, shut his finger in the car door. And it was severe. The driver said, "I saw it. It was nasty." Well, that wasn't the word he used. It was serious. It should have required stitches, or maybe thought he'd broken a bone. And all Ernest did was he stopped, he took a breath, he held his finger for a while. He got silent, he got still. Just very, very peaceful. And the guy that was driving said it wasn't a day later that there was no evidence. The Christ consciousness of Jesus. Let's talk about that dude. It was his faith. It wasn't the faith in God, it was the faith of God that said, I know wholeness. I know my clear power. I know my connection to my source. And when other people claimed that Jesus was a healer, he said, it's not me. It is the power of God in me that heals, but it is your faith that healed you. I'm not walking around doing this and this and this. He had the aura around him that people believed he was the cause, when he knew, no, I'm just allowing you to believe in my belief. That is where our center of power is. That is the practice that we do. That is the work that we do daily. We must do daily. And again, back to here is we've got to get a hold of this. Because everything begins in thought. Everything begins with an idea. We have that level of power if we clear it up, clean it up, keep it clean. Like Michael Beckwith says, we must clear our perceptual windows from the inside out so that we can see. Yes, be real, be realistic. We're in human form. We're here to express. We're here to express more life every single day. Getting the idea that we're worthy is number one. You know I talk about this all the time because it's work that I do every day. Affirmations. How could I be anything but worthy if I actually believe I am a child of God? How could it be any different? I brought up Eleanor Roosevelt. This is one of those beautiful things, another tie-in as I was putting this together with Native American, with Indigenous Peoples Day. And I looked up the quote and where it came from about what she said is, your opinion of me is none of my business. She was a groundbreaker. She was unconventional. She was an activist. She lived in her true power. As everything came at her about what a first lady was supposed to be, she's like, yeah, whatever. I'm going to go do my thing. And she did. So what was really interesting was when I looked that up, I was also looking up prior to that was what's called the Great Spirit Prayer. And I'm going to read this to you before I finish, but the tie-in was that Eleanor Roosevelt read the Great Spirit Prayer for the World Day of Prayer back in 1956. That's what a groundbreaker she was, and honoring and respecting from this translation from Chief Yellow Lark, who translated many indigenous prayers into English. And here's Eleanor Roosevelt saying, we need this in the World Day of Prayer. I'm going to read this for you. So we don't focus on people's opinion of us, but we certainly protect ourselves when we're being attacked, yes. But what do we do when we are attacking ourselves? With our thoughts. With our unkind, unforgiving thoughts of ourselves. That's where we dishonor the Creator. We have everything. We were given everything from the get-go to live life fully, joyfully, abundantly, peacefully. And we are given all of that and left alone to discover our power ourselves. That is, God says, I put you here, you have everything you need, and you get to figure out your relationship to it, with each other, and in the grander scheme of things. That means taking care of each other, taking care of the earth, honoring everything that was created, which is everything. So I'm going to read this Great Spirit prayer. O Great Spirit, whose voice I hear in the wind, whose breath gives life to all the world, hear me. I need your strength and wisdom. Let me walk in beauty and make my eyes ever behold the red and purple sunset. Make my hands respect the things you have made, and my ears sharp to hear your voice. Make me wise so I may understand what you have taught my people. Help me remain calm and strong in the face of all that comes toward me. Let me learn the lessons you have hidden in every leaf and rock. Help me seek pure thoughts and act with the intention of helping others. Help me find compassion without empathy overwhelming me. I seek strength not to be greater than my brother, but to fight my greatest enemy, myself. Make me always ready to come to you with clean hands and straight eyes, so when life fades as the fading sunset, my spirit may come to you without shame. Chief Yellow Lark. So everything begins in mind. Freedom begins in mind. Everything begins with an idea. And we are only as free and unlimited as we believe we are. We are only as worthy as we believe we are. We are only as deserving as we believe we are. So it is our work to affirm that as children of God, as individualized expressions of the divine, we got everything we need right from the beginning. That's where our true power lies. That's where our freedom lies. That's where love lies. That's where abundance lies. And that's where peace on the planet lies. So thank you for letting me be here again today. I love you all dearly. Namaste.
Thank you, Kit. You should do this for a living. I said, you should do this for a living. Huh? Oh, yeah. Okay. This is now our time of offering, a time to share our financial gifts with the ministry. As children of a loving God, we live in the light of abundance. Deeply grateful for all that has been given and all that is to come, we embrace the good God provides with joy and thanksgiving. The words to our prosperity blessing are on the screens together. I keep my mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual energies aligned with God, and my life is filled with abundant prosperity.
Thank you. Is there a slide, Molly? Yes. All right, so you get to participate. You know I'm free, I am unlimited, and you know Amazing Grace. So we're going to sing the first part 2 times, and then we'll sing the second part 2 times, and then you get to pick which part you want to sing. And we'll sing them together. It works. I am free, I am unlimited. There is no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now. I am free, I am unlimited.
unlimited. Right now, right now. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a soul like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a soul like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Now pick apart.
I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now.
One more time.
Right now. I am free, I am unlimited. I am unlimited. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now.
One more time.
I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now.
All right. Nicely done.
Wow. One of the passions of my life is music, even though I've never played an instrument for long. I'll just give you a hint. Don't ever get into a game of musical trivia with me and bet against me. But Amazing Grace is up there on the top of my I cry every time I hear it song list. And that was wonderful. Thank you. Deep breath. I want to thank everyone again for being here with us today. You are what makes this so enjoyable, so meaningful, and why I'm here every week, almost. Because this is our ministry. Not one person, not two people. It's everyone in this room, everyone that comes to see us, everyone that talks with us, everyone that plays an instrument for us, everybody that makes sure we can hear this on the on YouTube, and everybody that assists in any way each and every Sunday we get together. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You are what we are, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. I didn't mean it, but that's kind of like our closing prayer. Why don't we get in a circle? Well, if we can do this, we're awfully darn close. Just take somebody's arms, move out, and make a wish. Okay. We are so thankful for this day, for our opportunity to share ourselves, our love, our joy with one another, that we will walk out of this church today inspired to share what we felt here and feel here right now with everyone that we come in contact with, and bring our bit of peace to the world. At this time, if you can think of anyone that you would like to offer into our circle to be held in prayer, go ahead and speak or whisper their names at this time. We release these names now without any thought of outcome into the hands of God, knowing that everyone's whose name was spoken will receive these prayers and these blessings. And we close with our prayer for protection, which is on the screen together.